You won't believe what happens next. A loud noise came from upstairs, and Aisha could only find the nun's location based on the address. Even though the nun was now she warmly welcomed the kind and beautiful girl, and they earnestly prayed for the children before the meal. The warm scene resembled a real family, Aisha's first taste of home warmth. After lunch, they planted trees in the backyard, with Aisha keeping her troubles to herself. She apologized for not caring for the little trees well. In chat, Aisha mentioned moody Billy she met at the library. That's when she found out Billy was actually a genius, having been accepted to Harvard with his moody grades. But out of necessity to take care of his sister with mental illness, he had to give up his studies and stay in a small town. Though Aisha felt a long-lost sense of peace at the nun's house on her way back to the supermarket, Billy watched her silently from the corner, perhaps noticing her struggles when Aisha went to the library alone. On another night of wind and rain, as Aisha was about to go to sleep as usual, she suddenly felt a violent pain in her stomach. Knowing she was about to give birth, she struggled to find a comfortable place to deliver. Even though she was mentally prepared, when the day actually came, the overwhelming fear and anxiety still disrupted her nerves. She helplessly wandered through the halls, when suddenly a deafening clap of thunder made her collapse to the floor. When she looked up, those haunting numbers seemed to signal her fate. She was struggling with all her might to drag her burdensome body, hoping to survive this extremely dark and painful moment in her life. At that moment, a heroic figure burst through the window, and when Aisha woke, she found herself in a hospital. She was surrounded by flowers and warm gifts, with nurses caring for her attentively. Her first thought was her child. The nurse assured her it was safe in the nursery. Aisha became a town celebrity, with media outside reporting on the supermarket baby's mom. The moment she saw her baby, Aisha's anxious heart finally calmed down. All the pain and misfortune were healed by this new life. During her hospital stay, she became good friends with the nurses, and also received many letters from kind-hearted people. Upon learning of Aisha's tragic experiences, they all reached out to help her through her tough time. Of course, some letters criticized, saying premarital pregnancy was blasphemy, the child an evil product. The nurse gently reminded her to focus on herself and ignore the hateful voices. Meanwhile, as Aisha became famous, her mother, who had disappeared 5 years ago, however, she didn't realize her mother's seeming care was just to get the donations. Knowing Aisha was helpless, she wove a beautiful lie under the guise of family ties. Besides caring for Aisha and the baby, she'll pick them up at 10 a.m. sharp tomorrow. Although Aisha was aware of her mother's true nature and realized she was deceived, she still handed over all donations without hesitation. After getting the money, her mother took an excuse and hurriedly left, which was enough to satisfy Aisha, even if it was just a fleeting visit. The next day, she did not see her mother, but instead got the kind nun. The nun neither imposed rigid demands nor deliberately exhibited pity. Instead, she merely offered assistance to Aisha with an attitude of equality. Aisha couldn't bring herself to refuse, as the nun's home offered her a warm sanctuary. After that, Aisha immediately went to the library to thank Billy for saving her. But when Billy saw Aisha again, she found her heart racing, standing there like a deer in headlights. Aisha noticed her awkwardness and handed her the baby. She hoped Billy could feel the warmth of new life, capturing this beautiful moment with her camera. Billy was now completely captured by the girl. In a month, the nun's family adored the baby, and Aisha recovered her pre-pregnancy shape. She dressed up for her new life. The supermarket forgot grievances hiring her. On her first day, Aisha was too busy for breakfast. During this rare period of peace, Aisha worked at the supermarket by day and read photography books in the library in her free time. Billy would quietly accompany her. He attentively answered all her questions. As they spent more time together, Aisha felt the difference between Billy's polite manner and her previous boyfriend. However, the more she learned about Billy, the more she felt she was. She realized he was a talented college student and she was just a premarital pregnancy fool. So she chose to restrain her growing feelings and keep it friendly. On Christmas Day, Aisha planned to go to the market with Billy to buy a Christmas, hoping to make up for her lost childhood. She carefully picked the prettiest tree for her daughter, but Billy's offhand comment made her jump. She hurried home, but, of course, luck still didn't arrive. There were police cars everywhere, and her daughter had. When police inquired about suspicious figures, the nun recalled a preaching couple who vowed to sanctify the poor child in God's name. Aisha also recalled an anonymous letter she received in the hospital. The nun then detailed the child's characteristics. The police jumped into action and quickly found her child, waiting peacefully at home for her birthday. Thankfully, the child was safe. Aisha, holding her tightly, realized her daughter was her whole life. She couldn't imagine the consequence of losing her child. Destiny seemed never fair to her, but Aisha always believed that as long as there was kindness in her heart, one day the clouds would part and she'd see the sunlight. 3 years passed in the blink of an eye, and thankfully, nothing unexpected happened during this time. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll take you on a journey to explore and bring you even more fascinating stories.